Good afternoon, folks. You are listening to Radio Robin Hood Conversation Oasis, coming to you from Kasviskeidas restaurant here in the city center of Turku. With me today, I have three new guests. I have Zahra, Rasha, and Abdel, who is from the Nuorten Muslimifoorumi and are students and class teachers. Zahra is a class teacher and from Globali Nuoret, and Rasha is studying information technology at Turku University for Applied Science. Kirsi we had with us last time, and I also have Paco here, who was here also last time, a kindergarten teacher, and Jalal, who is the initiator of this whole program actually, and the owner of this restaurant. I am Anna Blomqvist, a junior researcher at Åbo Academic University, and I will be hosting this program today. And we will be talking about young Muslims in Finland and how it is to be one. So that's why we have these fantastic three new guests. So guys, and actually it was Abdel who initiated this topic. Yeah. So maybe you can start. Can we start with maybe talking about challenges? And from that perspective, is there particular challenges that you have been thinking about when it comes to being a young Muslim in Finland?
Well, at first there wasn't like any big challenges, but now at this moment we can see that the situation that is happening outside of Finland, especially now in Europe and in the Middle East, they've been changing the mindset of the people, and that has brought to us many challenges. It has been now a little bit difficult, but I would still make it clear that even though, for example, when Donald Trump did the Muslim ban, and in the news they were saying that today is a very bad day for all Muslims. But for example, me personally, I had a good day.
So you had a good day.
Yeah, of course I was like sad for the other people, but people maybe make it seem that way, that really Muslims have a challenging life and so difficult. But I will still make it sure that Muslims, they still have a normal life. They are normal people, and they have fun. They go to cafes and everything. So I wouldn't make it that big deal.
Yeah. So you are living peacefully here. How long are you born here?
Yes, I'm born in Finland.
You're born in Finland, and your parents are from
Algeria.
Algeria. Yes. That's right. So what about you, Zahra? How do you like life?
Here in Finland?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love life here. I think I can practice my religion better here than back in my own country.
Where did
I'm from Iraq.
You're from Iraq?
Yeah. I think I can practice every day here.
Why do you say that you can practice it better here?
Because I think in Finland the values are like, they practice the Islamic values here better than in my country. I think in my country they really don't have this equality for women and men.
Yeah.
I think that the ladies are really not free there. I think here the ladies are really more free, and you can practice your own life, and so that's why I'm really happy here. I would say that I can really practice my own religion here and be happy.
So you mean the shape of, or the way of practicing religion in Iraq is not it's not a nice.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Yeah, it's really not. I don't see it's really Islamic way.
So you mean that it's not according...
Wait a second. We will talk about theological interpretation in a minute. But Jalal, you wanted to ask.
I want to see that the Islam, the religion, is practiced in Iraq. You mean it's not according to Islam Sharia law, or it is, and you don't want that, and you...
No, I think it. No. I see that they are really going by the Islamic law, but I don't really see that they are really practicing that, and giving the opportunity for people to, for example, for free willing. They really don't see that.
That free willing exists in Islam.
Yes, it exists. Yeah.
We can get back to that in a moment.
Yeah.
Rasha, do you have any comments at this point to we can stay to the first before we get heated into this the theological flexibility of Islam. Life in Finland for a young Muslim.
Yeah, I've been living here actually for 2 years now, so I can classify myself as the newest member of like the whole organization that we are working in. But I have like a whole different background. I come from Libya.
Yeah. Okay.
And in Libya, there's no actually a lot of problems when it comes to Islam because the whole country like is an Islamic country. So I am free to like practice my religion and so on. But when I came here to Finland, you kind of see that I have to carry on my own kind of like personality I have to detach from my country, so I have to like build a new kind of a new castle in a whole like new place. So I can like, here I have actually wearing my headscarf here in Finland. Yeah. And I can say like, I can agree with Zahra that yes, I can practice my religion, but in my country as well I could have practiced my religion, but still in here I think like people are more honest. To be like fair, people are more honest. The way you treat people and the way that you get treated is really fair. And even though like now I study in university and I have like zillions of people that are from like Finland and so on, but when I applied, it doesn't matter wherever you come from. The only thing that matters is your effort, and if your effort is good enough, then fine. If your effort is not good enough, then it's not fine. But I'm a bit of a feminist myself as well, so I don't like it when I'm living in a place where there's no like gender equality and these kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So back in my home country, I can say that maybe there was, but I was too young at the time. I didn't really care. I didn't have a job to kind of know the differences and so on. Yeah. But here, when I came here, I can say that yes, actually women are treated even better than men sometimes. And there is actual equality that you can touch it with your hands, and I really like that. I enjoy living in Finland.
Yeah, let's get back to that. Abdel, you wanted to say something, and then I will give Kirsi and Paco to
if I get back to Zahra's point about the Middle East, I totally agree with her, because if we talk about the Middle East, for example, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and all these countries, they mix kind of culture with religion, and they make it seem that there is only one way of practicing the religion. But in Finland, it's totally different, because here there is no Islamic culture. We actually need to study Islam. So in that way, we kind of study the true religion without mixing any cultural things.
Or politics, basically. Keep politics and religion separate here. And Kirsi, you had something on your mind.
Yes, about this practicing religion. So I think there are two different ways you can think about the word. Is it practicing in your private life? Because I think here people talk about how these values are applied in general politics, and that is a different thing. So do you understand that there are two different levels?
Yes, I see that, and I'm meaning that practicing in my daily life.
Yes. But on the other hand, you say that you feel that these values are more appreciated in Finland,
yes,
equality.
Yes,
so are there some other values that are important to you from the religious background?
Yes,
and then you see that
respecting, for example, respecting each other, respecting differences. Maybe I think back in my home country, they really don't see how important it is to respect the differences. For example, in Finland, they really respect all the religions, all the cultures, but back in my country, they really don't know, they don't see how important it is for the religion to respect.
But do you think that this is a value that comes from your religion but is not applied in the politics?
No, it's not from, I think this is coming from my religion, yes. We have to, in Islamic law, we really have to respect all the religions, all the cultures, all the humans.
So that is tolerance, equality, tolerance, and what else is important?
Well, actually there is also the values that they are really not practicing there, but here they are really practicing all the values.
We can get back to theology after a while, unless you, Paco, already have that that on your
I'm
mind.
really happy to sit around this table with Zahra, Abdel, and
Rasha.
this is how I see Islam. This is like this positiveness, this attitude that you guys have is actually why Islam was like born. We have to go back in the past. You know, Islam came to for example, give to women, you know, a status, you know, and if people who have read Quran know that when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the first verse, you know, Iqra, where he was so confused himself that he has to go to his wife Khadija to share with her how this was like a big thing. He could not handle it alone. He needed a help, and that metaphor already show how important, how women are important in Islam. So this is, I'm saying, I was brought like this. My mother actually, who is like a Quran school teacher, has brought me up in the way that I could not look down to women or whatever it is. And Zahra has made a very clear point here. In Finland, or like Islam, Finland or someone else, it's a religion of respect. Yeah. She's talking about values. It's a religion of forgiveness. We are now in the month of Ramadan. You know, all the things that we hear from the news from the Middle East, as Abdel just said, those things, you know, to me, what's happening now, we cannot call that Islam. And when the day that the general opinion will distinguish culture and Islam, then, you know, I think people will be able to understand. Because before Islam came, woman was oppressed, and I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why actually Islam came. It was that woman was oppressed a lot, kids were oppressed. It was like a manly man world, and Islam came against that. You know, so it's so easy for me to understand these young people to saying here that in Finland I am able to live finally
the Islamic way.
The Islam that I was like, I thought that the Islam, why I joined this religion.
Right.
And if I listen to them carefully, you know, I don't like to use the word religion. I don't use it, you know, for a simple reason is that for me religion was created by humans. Since humans cannot create something perfect, I prefer the word spiritual. And the ideas and the things that I've just said now, it's like joy.
Hello, gentlemen and ladies and others. You're listening to Conversation Oasis at Radio Robin Hood, coming to you from Kasviskeidas restaurant here in the city center of Turku. We have been discussing what it is like to be a young Muslim in Finland. We have gotten into theological stuff here already. With me I have 3 young, bright Muslims from Globally Nuoret and class teachers and information technology students. Zahra, who is the information technology student, the class teacher, and Rasha, who is the information technology teacher, and Abdel, who is an NGO active, and Paco, who is a kindergarten teacher. Jalal, who comes from Iran, which is a theocracy by now, and the owner of this restaurant, has been living here for 20 years, and Kirsi is also here with us today. And I am Nana Blomqvist, and I will host this program. So we have been talking about theology and politics, and these young people say that they keep politics and religion separate and more consider maybe religion as spirituality. Abdel, you want to comment on this?
Yes, a little while ago we were talking about this barbaric minority who are supposedly representing Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to clarify that when people go to university, they study many years only one science. So in Quran itself, there are more than 50 science, and people who don't even maybe read the Quran properly, they claim that they are representing Islam.
Yeah.
And even these people, they pick from the Quran the historical facts.
Yeah.
Because Quran is not a book of science.
Yeah.
It's a book of science. So
Science.
Science.
What do you mean by that?
A religious science. The science that like it's like a proof to people that this is a book from God. That's
Yeah.
what Islam teaches.
Yeah.
And this book, it contains historical facts. It contains science. It contains geography. It contains teachings. It contains many things. And like I said, there are more than 50 science in this single book.
Yeah.
So then a little group who we didn't hear anything before the media, and they come and supposedly represent Islam. I think logically there is something wrong with this logic. It can't be possible. If we want someone to represent Islam, it has to be someone or some group that has been accepted from the majority of
The Muslim.
Islamic nation.
Yeah, there might.
Good
I
point.
wonder. Like, I don't know the numbers now, or how large the Muslim communities in the world are actually at the moment, and how big part of that is, let's say, fucked up, to put it in these words. So I can't really say if it's a minority or not. But of course, generally, people are people and human beings, and religion, science, a lot of things can be used to do horrible things. We can, for example, talk about Nazi Germany, which was sort of a religious or anti-religious, sort of anti-Semitic extinction, but it was not particularly a religious sort of crusade. On the other hand, though, these discussions that are still burning sort of in the Finnish society as well, for example, the hijab and the understandings of that Quran says, now I have to say, I haven't read the Quran, I haven't read the Bible either, even if I'm, on paper I'm a Lutheran Christian, I don't have a very strong religious identity though. Anyway, I've understood though that people find places in the Quran or the hadiths that says that women have to cover up and all this stuff. And one way of understanding this could be that, and that is maybe the understanding that makes people a bit careful about this clothing, is that women have to cover up themselves because men are so stupid that they can't behave, if we put it in these words. And also that men are not responsible for their own behavior, and that women have to carry the responsibility of men's irresponsible sexuality, sort of. This is one way of understanding it. And also, we can also get into homophobia and the meanings of that. But let's talk about theological flexibility and the different scholars of, we can't maybe talk about different scholars, we don't have this, we are not that deep into this stuff. But let's talk about theological flexibility. That if this is one understanding, which might be as real as any other sort of, and it's practiced and it's real in the sense that women suffer in the hands of Muslim men, that is true. But Rasha, you want to say something about this?
Yeah, about the hijab statement that you made, like a woman should cover because men are stupid. That's actually not why, because we cover our head. It's actually before the Islam comes to earth, there was a state of women were treated as like property.
Yeah.
You know, like the more women you have, the higher of a state of a man you are.
Yeah.
The more women you can buy, the more women you can, you know, like take off their clothes, the better man you are.
Yeah.
So when Islam came, it came to protect the woman and elevate the woman's statue. So for example, So for example, in Christianity, you see like all of the churches and all of the art that they have, almost all of it. You see the women that are really, with like really high status, they're covered. Why is that? Do you think it's because men at that time were really like dumb and so on? No, it's because their status is high. The more higher you get, the more modest you wear. Even like nowadays, I consider myself not that modest still, because I'm like I live in Europe. I don't like to, kill myself with that black thing that I'm super not, convinced about it. I really don't like it because this is not what Islam about. Islam, when you say like you should cover your head or like you should cover, you should just show certain parts of your body.
Yeah.
It's not just because of the world or because of whatever. You have the choice to wear it or not.
Yeah.
It's just about you, like if you want to be, in the eyes of your God, or you're like really religious and you want to get to that high status, then you go ahead and cover yourself. But if you still want to practice and you don't feel like wearing it, you have the absolute right to do that.
And that would not be possible in a theocracy, however. Abdel, you want to say something?
Yes, for me, when I was studying Islam, there are three main reasons why women, they wear the hijab. The first is because they want to get close to God, and the second is identity, and third is message. So the main reason why a woman is wearing hijab is because she wants to get close to God. That's her way of practicing religion and praising her God. And the second was identity. As a Muslims, we want for the whole world to recognize that we are Muslims. And that's totally normal, because if you look, for example, a basketball team, you can, from outside, you can see that these guys, they play basketball. They want their identity. If you go to a Buddhist temple, you can recognize from far away that these guys are Buddhists, because they want their own identity. So for the Muslims, that's the same thing. And the third thing is a message. So it's also message to the world that I am a woman who don't lie, don't cheat. I am also a honorable woman. I am respectful woman, and things like that.
So but the other women who are not Muslim, they are cheater or liar.
No, that's not what I mean. Even in Finnish society, for example, if you are in a parliament or in something like big position, you automatically start dressing like they call it conservative. Kind of, yeah. But if you are like normally walking, then you're not bad. But it's like a message that I want to I don't cheat. I am honest person. It's just a message. It doesn't mean that if you take it off, you are a bad person. But it's a message of saying something else.
But you want to signal. But on the other hand, you said honorable and respectable. Is this about femininity? Is this about being a woman, respectable as a woman? Is it connected to sexuality, or do you want to make another claim? Now you look confused. I will let you off the hook, and maybe Sahra, you want to comment instead.
I can say something else that you guys said. For me, the hijab is more like practicing my inner beauty. Like I want the other person to fall in love with my personality, not for who I am, for my hair, and what I look like. I really want the person really like my personality and see the personality, and I'm really practicing all the time my personality. And this hijab is really doing great job for me.
So what you're saying is partly that it's a spiritual thing.
Yes.
It's not a sexual thing. But on the other hand, you're hinting at that it's kind of is connected to sexuality. But let Jalal, you are skeptical?
This is about Islam, and should be in the Islam law, or you have three different opinions. So how can you? Does it mean that you have you are believing in three different Islam or same religion? So how can you make three different claims from the same religion?
This is why Islam is a choice. This is why everything is written in the Quran.
So this is your interpretation, and that is his interpretation of Islam, and this is your interpretation of Islam.
Well, let's keep it to this. There.
Can I say something?
Yeah, after a short little while. If we think about in theocracies or where Islam is the law, we could basically say that those things I just said, that men don't carry responsibility for their own actions and women have to carry their responsibility and all that. I'm not saying you think that, but do you accept sort of that this is how people actually might think in the name of Islam, sort of? Now I don't want to push you in a corner, but in a way that theological interpretations can and are different. There are not only one theological interpretation, and there are also scholars, which we will not get into scholars, but like to maybe sort of accept that there are real practices within that the same name, which go against what you believe, sort of. For example, equality and all these kinds of things. But Paco, you have...
I have to make a hard talk now, and excuse me for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a big metaphor here about Islam.
Yeah.
I would take Islam as a country. What I mean by that is that in every country there is laws. The society has to follow some written law that like everybody agree upon it.
Yeah.
Islam is the same. Islam has laws, has directive, is kind of guidance. In every country, there are good people, there are bad people, there are damaged people.
There are strong and weak people.
In every country, there are people who use women and kids, for their like things. It's the same in Islam. It's the same in Buddhism. It's the same everywhere. Human naturally. I'm not gonna agree with Thomas Hobbes or Rousseau here. That's not the talk here. But what I want to say is this: all those people out there, doing the horrible things that they are doing in the name of Islam, they don't get it. They don't understand, and Abdel has said it like very clear. They don't understand the real principle of Islam, which is like peace, love, respect, and forgiveness.
Some people,
as long as I'm going to tell you, we can debate about this like for centuries, but as long as we give credits to those horrible people.
How about the converted Muslim? So according to Islam law, he's okay to be killed.
Who?
The converted Muslim to any other religion or?
I'm going to tell you this. My religion, my Islam, the one that like my mom and my family like have like
the Islam you respect.
Yes, the Islam. I mean, the word is the true Islam. People are using whatever it is. I said it again.
But
my
that
friend,
is love.
My friend, is love. To me, what I live is love, forgiveness, and respect. Not only for Muslims, for everybody, every human being. In Islam, when people talk to people, he doesn't say you Muslim. He say al insan. He's talking about people, you people. He could just say like you Muslim, not the other like the people are not
talked about the law of Islam, like a country is ruled by the law.
I think Paco means something a little bit different, because I think all these four Muslim representatives here make a distinction between politics and spirituality. I would say so, at least. That's how I got you guys. And you mean like spiritual laws, basic guidance that you, and that doesn't exclude that you reflect over what you read. It's
the thing that we see now, in the news everywhere. It's not Islam, it's Islamism, it's capitalism, it's we know we are not gonna debate here or another subject. We know why they do it. Why they do it. Like who make them to do it. But this is not the time to say that. A real Muslim are like these young people. See, they are peaceful. They have a good attitude. They have a good attitude. Anybody who is not doing the same like this is, to me, in my eyes, don't even call me brother, because you are not a Muslim for me. If your heart should be peaceful, your heart should feel joy and happiness. As long as you don't feel that happiness, stop praying, stop doing Ramadan, because your soul is not feeling it.
And the last comment goes to Russia.
Talking about like Muslim, usually when like people talk about Muslims, it feels like they are, you know, like a virus or like something that might, you know, ruin the whole universe. I mean, come on, I have passion, I have a hobby, I play piano, I'm a normal human being. Like sometimes it's really sad when someone just looks at you and they say like, oh yeah, she's a Muslim, like don't even try or something. So
feels like we should make another program on this topic because we can go on forever. I think Abel, you will get the last comment, and then I have to cut this. I'm sorry.
Yes. I would like to make a very small comment from Paco's wise words about that. If you see people working 24 hours for the community, there are millions of people who are doing good day and day, and when someone in the name of Islam bombs for example a place or does something very horrible and barbaric, it gets to the news. That's the best way for people to see like what's happening. And the news, the definition of news is the things that doesn't happen usually. It's the thing that happens like almost never, and they put like very unusual things on TV, and when someone looks at the news day in and day out, it will automatically think that these things happen all the time, even though the majority are peaceful and the majority wants good for the community. That was my last point, and thank you very much.
So we will end this program for this time. You have been listening to Conversation Oasis, coming to you from Kasviskeidas restaurant here in the city center of Turku. This is Radio Robin Hood. I am Nana Blomqvist, and with me here I have had my fantastic guests Zahra, Rasha and Abdel, Paco, and regulars Jalal and Kirsi. You will hear from us again next week. Bye bye.
Bye.